All right, y'all. Doing a video. Divine masculine to divine feminine. I tried to stream live. It just wasn't happening. The reception out here is so crazy. I live in the country of the country. Town population underneath 5,000 type of country. So, yeah, it is what it is. But we're going to get into what it is that the divine masculine is feeling. Oh, you have waited, my divine feminine. You have waited. You have waited and waited and waited. And in the time that you have waited, you have had to see things from a totally different perspective. You have had to try to understand all of the tests that I have given you, all of the trials that I have taken you through. You had to do all of that. You had to examine all of the feelings that I have made you feel. You've had to do all of this in the time that I have been making you wait. But I want to be what you need. I want to be who I'm supposed to be. I want to stand before you in the fullness of who you know I can be. And the time that we have spent apart, I have been building myself. I've been warring too. I've been at war in my own life. I've had to deal with all types of things, and especially things that, bother my mental issues that didn't just plague me, but that have been passed down from generation to generation. I have had to fight these things. I've had to come, what is it? I've had to come into recognition of my own ways that I've learned to manipulate, the ways that I have learned to, smooth talk my way into or out of things that I knew I had no business being involved in the first place. Even some narcissistic tendencies, I have had to come into recognition of those traits. They have all come to my attention in one way or another. I have been made, aware of these parts of me. Some divine feminines were the ones who made, the divine masculine aware of it. If that's you, DF, thank you for speaking truthfully, because he's aware now. The divine masculine is aware now, and he's thinking. You see all of these major cards. These are not little cards. We have the hangman, an emperor, a king, the sun, the hermit, major arcana, and kings and court cards, pages, knights. These are not little frivolous issues. These are big things that have been holding the DM back, and they have been made aware of it, and he's taking the time to really think, especially if there's a Virgo aspect here. Virgo is an earth sign, but they're very analytical, like an air sign. So with the sword here, the King of Swords card, and the Emperor who goes to war, and the waiting period, the wings with the Hangman, and the Hermit card, I feel like there's some Virgo energy here. Virgo sun, moon, rising, Mars, more so with the male, even Mercury. If your divine counterpart has those placements, I feel like this reading is most definitely for you. That person is becoming aware of how they have, victimized other people in addition to the DF. They're seeing the parts of themselves that they didn't even know that they had. Maybe no one else had ever been bold enough to tell them straight to their face, but it has been made aware to them. It has been made aware to them how they talk to people, how they communicate with people, how they do people. They're just basically how they interact with people, and how it can be like in a slick or a sly or a shisty or maybe even selfish. There's something about the communication that just, it's not right. It's not real. It's not what's up. It's not the move. It's just not it. However, the DM has been communicating or interacting with people is just not it. And the reading that I did earlier was talking about the DM showing up in authenticity. That could be it. The very fact that he's trying to mold himself to an image that is not even his own image of himself. That's not being authentic. That's a lie. And when you move in a deceptive type of energy, it's just not going to be good for anyone. So that could be it, what he's fighting. And in the time that he's been away from you, in the time that he's kept you waiting, in the time that you've been waiting for him to just, kind of man up and come to you, real. That's one of the things that he's been trying to deal with, just wherever it is that he's been not showing up. Look, you have the Lover's card right there. That's a decision. That's a conscious, aware decision to stick in it with someone, to commit to someone, to show up, fully. And the DM is looking at his interactions, looking at his relationships, especially his relationship with the DF, and thinking, I have not been doing that. I have not been showing up the way maybe she has, or the way he has, or the way other people have. I have not been, I have not been upfront. There may have been something that he's hiding from, a certain trait that he may not even want other people to see about himself. I feel like the DM is like, there's just things about me that I don't want people to find out. Certain things that no one really knows, I keep private. I keep it well hidden because I don't really want people to know that part of me. I don't want them to see that. I'd rather them look away. So I'd rather take their attention off of that. And if it means that I act out, or if it means that I have to manipulate a situation, if it means that I have to be, a selfish or a rude or obnoxious person, then I do that. All to hide that part of me that I don't want anyone else to see, the part of me that doesn't feel worthy. I don't want people to see that. But I've been trying to build up the strength to become the fullness of who I am. With the emperor energy out there, it's like I have to be who I am. I have to war against, whatever ideals or whatever expectations other people have that have made me feel inferior, or I've had to war against whatever generational curses there are in my family that make me feel cursed, whatever abandonment issues I may have, whatever manipulative ways that may have been passed down to me, whatever hereditary narcissism, whatever it is that was passed down to me, I'm aware of it now. And even if you don't see changes yet, I'm starting to change within myself because I'm actually aware of it. And really, at this point, I'm just putting a lot of thought into it. I'm just really trying to break down in my mind exactly what it is that was going on within me, why I act the way I act, why I do the things I do. And I really want to get this thing right. I really want to correct these, issues within myself, because I do want to return to you. And I do plan to return to you. That's a part of what I am, in my head about. I'm in my mind about it. But I see you, and I have a strong pull toward you. I see you. I see what you've put up with. I see how you loved even the worst of me. Even when I couldn't see it, you loved me, DF. You loved me, Divine Feminine. I, the Divine Masculine, I see that. I'm aware of it. You made me aware of it in some way. Some, it was direct. Others, not so much. And I do still have a lot on my plate, but I am trying to put an end to all of this. I really am trying to put an end to all of this, because I want to rebuild with you. I want to do right by you. The things that you tried to tell me in the first place, I'm starting to really see them now. I just want to do better. I feel like that's where the Divine Masculine is at. with these cards coming out the way that they are. Very clear message. I can feel what what they mean, what the divine masculine energy is expressing. I can feel that. They're aware of their issues now. I think before the divine feminine is more involved in, the spiritual growth and the healing and all of that process. And, it's kind of seen as a feminine thing, but either directly through the feminine telling the DM about himself, or it's because the feminine is going through all the work that she needs to go through to heal and to grow. DM starts to see the things about himself that are toxic, the things about himself that sabotage all that he wants, because he does want the reunion. Empress card, it's all for you. It's all for you. And of course, the differences and the changes that he makes is going to improve other areas of the DM's life as well. But I mean, you're at the center of all of it. You're the cause and the cure. You caused him to start thinking about, well, dang, am I a liar like that? Dang, am I really that deceptive? Dang, am I a manipulator like that? Let me kind of check my actions. Let me kind of watch my behaviors. Let me really turn an eye to myself instead of looking outside of myself at everything else that's wrong, or at everyone who doesn't live up to my expectations. And, at every situation that I run away from because it's not exactly as I would like it. Let me take a look at what I did to cause it to not be up to my standard. The Knight of Pentacles, he's taking responsibility, and he's playing the long game now. It's like, I keep looking for these instant results in people, but I'm not willing to work for it. And really, the underlying issues that he was not yet willing to look at himself and work on himself yet. Yeah. But it's like now he wants to do that. And you are a catalyst. You are, the real spark under his ass, excuse my French. You're the spark underneath him that makes him want to do right. Makes him want to get his act together. You nurture that growth within him. I feel like he's having dreams, seeing synchronicities. It is undeniable now. If you truly are feminine, then you are at least somewhat spiritual. So you may have been around the DM and talked about, chakras in alignment, or trauma bonds, or, needing to raise his vibrations, to care for his energetic frequency. You may discuss these things or talk about these ideas around him. And, of course, they'll brush it off like, oh, that's that blase, whatever. That's that new age hoopla or whatever. But you can't deny truth but for so long before it starts to just slap you in your face. And that's what's happening for the DM now. In dreams, he's having deja vu, premonitions. Shoot, some of them having night terrors. These things that they have kind of suppressed within themselves are coming back to haunt them, or they are seeing the divine feminine in their dreams and reliving the moments where she was telling him about something more spiritual related. And it's coming back to him like, wow, my divine feminine, she's the one that planted that seed in me. Even when I was not aware of it, even when I was not conscious of it, and look how it's blooming within me now. He's seeing these unexpected or unbelievable changes within himself, and he's crediting that to the DM, the DF, the feminine. He understands now a lot better, feminine. A whole lot of understanding going on, and it's a whole lot of emotional awakening. I was just looking at that moon, thinking about the moon being, our emotional kind of compass. And the chariot, which is related to Cancer, moon children, A lot of emotion is being introduced now. The masculine, if he's never felt before, he's feeling now. He's feeling now. I feel like it's a whole lot of regret. I feel like it's a whole lot of sorrow, a whole lot of I'm sorry, a whole lot of dang, how am I going to fix this? A whole lot of anxiety about the way that he'll go about fixing it, but he's going to go about fixing it with the 3 of Cups. He's coming back. Absolutely. Oh, snap. Absolutely coming back. And not only coming back, but coming pretty swiftly too. Meaning that when he does show his face, you'll see a lot of changes in a very short amount of time. A lot of truth will start coming out. So if you're in separation, yeah, it may take some time for him to get back comfortable. But once the ice has been broken, you'll be surprised at all that starts to just fumble out of him. Everything that just starts pouring out. It's like you popped a water balloon and it just won't stop coming out. The floodgates are open, the dam is broken, a lot of it is coming out. A lot of what he's been thinking about, what he's been learning about himself, that, oh my God, I just realized you told me this or you told me that, it's coming out. But for a lot of them, because it is a masculine, it won't just be like a bunch of words. I will say that. It'll be more like the energy, his energy. You'll be able to feel his energy. It's gonna be on 1,000. It's gonna be so crazy. Like when he touches you, the touch is gonna be so intense. When he hugs you, it's gonna be like a bear hug. When he kisses you, it's like he like smashes his lips against yours. It's like that type of energy. It's really hard to contain. But that's gratitude. That is appreciation. And because a lot of masculines are not necessarily verbal people, it'll come through in like energetic action, emotional action, kind of an excitement action. If you're intimate with him, he might even shed a tear during the love making. It's that type of energy. Very sweet, so sweet. It's been a hell of a ride, so I'm not gonna romanticize it, but that point when they understand where they were wrong and they understand where they held the relationship back. Well, they're part of holding the relationship back. I will not blame it all on the DM. The part when he understands, or she, being a masculine, understands their part in, holding back the relationship, or their part in stalling the union. It's just a beautiful time. It's a beautiful moment to witness. And the DM is pretty much at that point now. Yeah, pretty much at that point now. He sees where he kind of put himself out in the cold. He kind of sees what, he did to himself, and he's ready. He's ready to move to the next chapter. Ready for all of that to be over with. It's a death that is much welcomed. A very much so welcomed death. No one's gonna cry about that funeral. No one's gonna cry about, that old part of the DM going away. Even family or friends or co-workers, they'll see the difference in them, and it's like, well, shit, we glad you let that old person go. And kudos to whoever encouraged you to do that. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. That is where he's at right now, in the prayer, the contemplation, and the stillness. So if he's not coming forth, if he's not talking to you as much as you would like him to talk to you, don't be insecure about it. Don't doubt him. Don't be fearful. Don't become impatient and rushing and hateful or spiteful because things are not happening the way you want them to. He just has a lot to work through, and he needs to work through it himself. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. That's that ecstatic, loving energy. That's the pressing his lips against yours so that you can feel how, in heat he is for you. That's the super tight, long, bear hugs. That energy is so beautiful because he's looking at you now. His eyes have been opened. The DM is aware of who he was that caused such a rift in the relationship, that caused separation where there did not need to really be separation. He's aware of it now. You have made him aware of it, either boldly, directly to his face in the Queen of Swords energy, or you have done so by just being vocal about your spirituality. And now he's starting to see those undeniable synchronicities and signs and the dreams, the crazy supernatural happenings. It's all coming together and it has opened his eyes. And he's taking his time to contemplate how he's going to come back to you. It says, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right minded thinking and the energy of love. That right minded thinking does not go by earthly standards. Right minded people are left handed. And they say the left handed are the creatives, the artists, the people who are visionaries and who can visualize and who can create amazing things, with basically the what is it, untangible, intangible. Yeah, like they can make things that the normal person, quote unquote normal, would not be able to visualize. So his eyes are open and he's thinking on a whole different level now. He's able to see things the way he could not see it before because of you, divine feminine. And once he's able to figure out exactly how he can take that info or take that realization and bottle it up and package it up and present it to you in a way that you'll accept and in a way that is worthy of you, in a way that shows true appreciation to you, he'll do just that. Okay. So thank you for listening. Like the page, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that YouTuber stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.